This is Rover Red. Welcome to the Otherwhere. If you would like to help Rover Red survive her perilous journey, please go to roverredpodcast.com/vote. You could submit your suggestions, vote on what Rover Red does next, or join the Rover Council. The Rover Council is free to join, and they receive access to 3 unpublished prequel episodes of Rover Red, as well as special polls hidden on secret, password-protected pages. They act as Rover Red's collective unconscious. Rover Red is completely reader-guided, so make your decisions carefully.
Leah sat on the porch, her back against the wall of the mansion. As the sun rose in the sky, the dirt that separated the porch from the asphalt began to move. It was subtle at first, and Leah almost thought her eyes were playing tricks on her, until the first tentacle reached up onto the porch.
Evie, where's the Rover Council with that decision?
They are currently deliberating.
Tell them to hurry up.
I cannot do that, Leah.
Is there any way to speed it up?
No.
Then what good are they?
A second tentacle wormed its way onto the porch, joining the first one in searching for Leah.
It shouldn't know I'm here. How does it know I'm here?
My guess would be that the silt can feel the vibrations from Nightshade.
Nightshade is dead. That thing in there isn't Nightshade.
Are we calling it that thing now?
No. Just call it Nightmare.
Fine. My guess would be that the silt can feel the vibrations from Nightmare hitting the door.
Then why aren't the tentacles right in front of the door? Why are they over here where I am?
I am unsure. You should attend to your wounds, though.
Attend to my wounds with what?
You have a survival kit in your suit. It truly is unfortunate that you didn't finish coronation.
Finish? I didn't even start it.
Use the survival kit. Leah removed the survival kit from a pouch on her Rover suit. Had her wits been about her, and had she not been so concerned with Nightmare, she might have thought of this on her own. As it was, Evie, the only thing keeping her alive, had to tell her about it, and fully expected to instruct her on its usage as well.
Okay. They said that this would sting, but I have to stop the bleeding somehow.
Leah removed the packet that contained clotting powder from the survival kit. She tore it open and poured it onto the bleeding stumps where her fingers once were. Leah, the Rover Council has made their decision. Would you like to hear it?
No, Evie. I'm busy right now. Okay. It looks like the bleeding is slowing. What was their decision?
They've decided that you should retrieve your turbine using the Conclave chip. They also want you to check your survival kit for any way to help your wounds. You are to leave immediately when the turbine arrives.
I already used my survival kit. Are they not kept up to date on what's happening?
No, Leah. They are not.
Well, did they really think I was going to stick around after the turbine arrived?
I am unsure.
Conclave, retrieve my turbine and deliver it to my current position.
Confirmed.
How long will it take?
Several minutes.
Is there any way to make it faster?
Yes.
Are you going to tell me how?
I can cut the amount of time it takes for your turbine to arrive by 1 minute if I send it in a straight line. Unfortunately, if there are any obstacles in its way, it will be destroyed.
Send it the slower way then.
Confirmed.
Okay, that's 3 tentacles now. Maybe the silt can smell blood?
Not that I'm aware of.
What is it then? What's drawing the silt?
I am unsure.
I am unsure. You say that like 87 times a day.
Do I?
Will the silt try to grab the turbine? Evie, will the silt try to grab the turbine?
I thought you were asking Conclave.
Conclave, will the silt try to grab the turbine? No answer. Evie, your turn.
It should.
How high off the ground can turbines fly?
6 feet at the most, but the higher it gets from the ground, the slower it will end up moving.
So, it's either fast and low enough to grab, or high and slow enough to grab.
Yes.
Where's the turbine? What's taking so long?
I am unsure. The turbine appeared from behind a building in the distance. It floated slowly, 6 feet away from the asphalt. Once around the building, though, it dropped in altitude and accelerated at a rapid pace.
Here we go.
Tentacles stretched up from the dirt in an attempt to grab the turbine as it drew closer to the porch. Chewing on her lip, Leah prepared herself.
The silt's gonna grab it, isn't it?
The silt did not grab the turbine, but did make several attempts in the form of sharp tentacles shooting up from the dirt, looking to spear the turbine and stop its progress.
Let's do this!
As the turbine drew close enough to the porch, Leah threw herself onto it, hitting the throttle as soon as she was on.
Yes! Evie, where should I go?
The Rover Council only said to leave immediately. They did not give a location.
Okay, well, my main goal is to—
Silt erupted through the concrete Leah was flying over, creating a solid wall directly in front of her. Pulling the yoke to the side, Leah caught a glimpse of the path she'd been flying on. The concrete in her wake was completely destroyed, and as she turned, she saw that the silt was erupting through the concrete closer and closer in an attempt to snatch her off the turbine. Leah tried to goose the throttle, but found that it was already wide open. She was already going as fast as she could. Leah, I do not mean to alarm you, but the silt is gaining on us.
Yeah, Evie, thanks for the update. What I need from you is a location. Where am I going? Can I make it to that building where the man with the missing daughter lives?
No, that building is too far away.
Then where do I go?
That larger building in the distance looks promising. The one with the red bricks.
Is that a door on the second floor?
No, that's merely a large window framed in limestone.
What is that drawn on the left side of the building, though? A white bird? And a black flower?
That's what it appears to be. The black flower is red at the center.
Why would someone— Whatever, I'll go there.
Leah piloted her turbine to the red brick building. The front of the building had multiple boarded-over doors that were framed in gold. Above the doors, extending out above the concrete, was a marquee. Letters filled this marquee, and Leah read them aloud.
Birds, greenhouse, and games parlor. What is— it doesn't even matter. Conclave, as soon as I jump off this turbine, please pilot it to safety.
Confirmed.
Leah flew to the golden doors, hopping off her turbine and reaching for the nearest one. It was locked.
Silt!
The silt followed Leah's turbine for a few seconds, but soon returned to where Leah struggled with the doors, creeping towards her, searching for her. Leah grabbed the next door and pulled on it, but it was locked as well.
Come on. Please.
Leah pulled the handles of the next set of double doors at the same time, but found both were locked.
Why do they have all these doors if none of them are unlocked?
Leah pulled so hard on the next set of doors that she fell backwards when they swung open easily. Beside these doors was a boarded-over glass window with 2 circular holes cut into it. Drawn onto the wood in the window was that same bird and flower. 4 words were scratched into the glass. Leah glanced up to the window to read the words. Abandon all hope ye could be read, but the last 2 words were scratched out. While her eyes weren't on the open door, hands from inside the building shot out and grabbed her ankles, dragging her inside. Hello, loyal listener. I wonder who just grabbed Leah's ankles. I also wonder what building Leah's being dragged into. Does it exist in your world? I bet you could find out if you visited roverredpodcast.com/discord. Did you know that the members there have split into 2 factions? The Elders, who make sensible decisions, and the Wild Cards, who make borderline dangerous suggestions. Unfortunately, both factions sit on the Rover Council and have very different end goals for Leah. Which side would you join? Think hard. I know that's difficult for you. Goodbye. was dragged into a shabby-looking foyer. Where there had once been red carpet, now it mostly lay in shreds. The ceiling was inlaid with golden ornate gilding, and the walls were adorned with strange pictures of people half-dressed. At the center of the foyer was a glass case filled with pots. Strange plants grew in each of these pots. There was a staircase to either side of the foyer. A man crouched in front of Leah and stood after letting go of her ankles. He wore a gleaming satin suit edged in lace, as well as a giant wig 3 feet tall that looked like it was made entirely of curls piled upon curls. Colorful flowers sprouted from the wig.
Who are you?
"Who am I?" the man asked, appearing to be vaguely offended by such a question. He lifted his arms to either side, and Leah could see that he wore a cape that was red on the inside. "My name is Bird, and this is my greenhouse and games parlor." When the man said greenhouse, he gestured to the glass case that took up most of the front foyer as well as to the ceiling above his head. When he mentioned the games parlor, he pointed to a door behind him.
What's a greenhouse?
Something that can be either very interesting or very boring. He leaned in as though to tell her a secret. "It all depends on what you collect in your greenhouse."
And what do you collect?
"Prehistoric things, of course," Bird said. He motioned Leah over to the glass case to look inside. "What do you see?" Rover read. Leah took a step back.
You know who I am?
"Of course," Bird said, a look of disgust crossing his face. "Do you always ask such simple questions?"
So you know who I am. Are you turning me in?
Bird rolled his eyes at her, something Evie would do all too often if she possessed eyes. "What would be the point of turning you in? There's no bounty that I can collect, and I don't really see the point in ransoming a rover, because your kind never really have any strike."
So why did you pull me in here?
"Because you looked as though you might provide me with some entertainment, and I thought you might provide my guests with some entertainment as well."
Entertainment?
"Yes, entertainment. You can't rightly stay here for free." "Leah, be careful."
What sort of entertainment? What are you expecting from me?
"I only request that you attempt to dance with a flower. No more, and no less."
Dance with a flower? I don't understand. How is that entertaining?
"I think that's for you to find out. The other option, of course, is heading back out into Apocalypse. I'm sure the Silt would love to have you back."
So, if I dance with this flower, I can stay here until the silt settles down out there and then I can leave?
Of course, of course. We're not barbarians."
Of course not. You're too busy being cannibals.
Bird shrugged as though this wasn't an issue. "What do you want me to say? That I feel bad for eating other humans? That they don't taste delicious? Besides, have you ever tried human flesh?" Leah grimaced, and Bird's mouth stretched into a smile. "So you have tried it. That makes you a cannibal as well." Leah opened her mouth to argue, but Bird held up his finger. "It doesn't matter if you meant to or not. You're still a cannibal."
Do I have any other options besides the whole dancing with a flower thing?
"Of course. There are all sorts of amusements you could provide. You could always take part in a flower wrestling match."
Wrestling with a flower? How is any of this entertaining?
Bird shrugged. "My guests find all sorts of things entertaining."
Your guests? Where are they?
Bird pointed behind him at the door. "Just inside, waiting for their entertainment to arrive."
Okay, so flower wrestling, dancing with a flower. What else? What other options are there?
"There's always tightrope walking," Bird said, "but I doubt you'd be interested in that."
Why wouldn't I be interested?
Bird shrugged. "The last girl who did the tightrope walk was booed off the stage. Then again, my customers may have only been booing her looks. They are fairly callous in that regard. Speaking of looks, before you go on stage, we're going to have to do something with that hand of yours. It's positively foul, and if they didn't like a girl with a missing ear, I doubt they're gonna like one that has missing fingers." Leah, that sounds like...
A missing ear?
Do you know her? Bird asked.
I think so. Does she have a brand on her cheek as well?
Bird's eyes narrowed. Yes. How do you know her? I thought you Rovers mostly kept to yourselves. Leah shrugged, keeping her face neutral. Leah, that sounds like the missing daughter of the man we spoke to. Amberist was her name.
Oh, you know, us Rovers try to convert everyone we come across. We'd probably even take you.
Bird rolled his eyes and laughed. I believe you would, he said and leaned in. So how do you really know her? Leah, be careful.
Okay, you got me. I've never met her. I met her father, who I was trying to convert. He told me about his daughter, who was taken by the royal court.
That's an interesting story. Amberist might like to hear it herself.
So you do have Amberist?
That depends on your definition of have.
I don't follow?
I don't own her. She's not mine.
Okay. Can I see her?
You know, a slow smile lifted the corner of Bird's mouth. I think you can. I think I would enjoy seeing you tell her that story of yours. I think I would enjoy seeing her reaction. And yours.
Okay. So where is she?
Bird shrugged and pointed at the door behind him again. The games parlor, where everyone is. Leah nodded and began walking towards the door, but Bird's arm shot out in front of her, barring further movement. Not so fast, he said. Do we have a deal or not?
Tell me the terms of this deal you think we're making.
It's really simple. So simple even you can understand it. Bird steepled his fingers in front of his lips as he spoke. You commit to play one of my games for the amusement of my audience, and I will not only allow you to leave when the sun goes down, but you can also talk to Amberist until you're both blue in the face. Leah, I think it's a bad idea to commit to any of these quote-unquote games of his without knowing what they actually entail.
What can you tell me about the games?
Only what I've already said. Bird looked as though he was growing bored with this interaction. I think the titles suffice. Make your decision or move on your way and take a risk out there with the silt. It's up to you. I won't force you to do anything.
Give me a moment to consider this.
Don't take too long. Bird rolled his eyes and wandered over to the glass case, inspecting the plants within.
Evie, ask the Rover Council which of the games I should play or if they have any better suggestions.
Dance with a flower, engage in a flower wrestling match, or walk a tightrope. Sent.
Okay, I guess we wait now. Hopefully the Rover Council is as fast with this decision as they were with the last.
Leah glanced over to where Bird was bent over the glass case filled with plants. He was humming some tune that Leah couldn't place. The humming left her mind when she saw something inside the glass case move.
This was Rover Red. We'll see you here again in 2 weeks. Your suggestions and votes will determine Leah's future in the Otherwhere. That website, one last time, is roverredpodcast.com/vote. Vote wisely. Rover Red was produced by Bloodworth Creative, starring Madison Martin as Leah and written by Christopher Bloodworth. If you enjoyed Rover Red, please rate and especially review on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or wherever you found us. Reviews are important because they keep us on the charts where people can find our show. Rover Red is supported by you, our listeners. For more information, visit our website and click on Support Rover Red in the upper right-hand corner. We couldn't make Rover Red without you. Thank you so much for listening.